Dude, I was watching you earlier, and I'm like, is Romulo training for competition, or is it his students? And you were still going really hard. Why is that?
Man, you know, like, I love this, you know. I do this every single day of my life, like, since I decided to do that. When I'm hurt, I'm here. If I'm sick, I'm here. If I don't sleep, I'm here. If I just get back and travel, I'm here. You know what I mean? This is just like, it's just who I am, you know? It's like, training every day, it's like, it's making me alive. It's making me young, you know? It's very hard to actually put in the words because, you know, like, I'll finish training, I'm already thinking about the next day, you know? I'm thinking about how can I get better? How can I improve? How can I give it back to my students? How can I learn something new? You know, like, I'm a study of the game, you know? If something changes, people doing more Nogi now, I trust I'm doing more Nogi. So, like, if I'm not good at something, let me try to improve, you know? It's just like, I have an addiction in something that's actually good for you.
Right, keeps you healthy.
Exactly.
Keeps you strong.
Yeah, you know, so it's, I have to do this every day, you know. Every single day I have to have my time on the mats, you know, time that my mind is clear. It's nothing inside my mind, you know, like I'm just going with the flow. I'm just going with the rhythm of the breathing. You know, like I'm just going with like looking for grips. You know, it's almost like the Matrix movie that you see things like it's not in slow motion. You know, so that's like when I'm training. You know, like I'm in a different world.
You know, I heard a lot of technical talk that you guys had with your students. What's the major difference between a black belt who competes versus a regular black belt who just does this for a hobby but happen to earn it?
You know, a black belt that competes, like a competition, it builds up a lot of pressure, right? They build up like, you want to be the best. You want to be better to the other people. You want to be the best version of you every day, right? That, it build also, it can build a lot of toxins, you know, like you a different person. You know, like I'm a different person when I'm competing. You know, like it was very hard for me to actually be a competitor and be a father and be a husband because, you know, like one of the main reasons that I do like less competitions because when I have a competition, my personality change. I'm quieter, you know, I don't talk so much. I'm always thinking about competing, the fight, you know, I'm always like want to do things to myself, which is selfish. Being a competitor is selfish. You want to do things for you. You don't care about what's happening around you. So being a black belt as a lifestyle, you're a happy person. You're giving back, you're teaching, you train. If you give your place for someone, if somebody's sitting, you know, like you can stop in the middle of the roll and then teach a technique. You know, like, oh, what you did here, and then discuss, you know. I think it's more enjoyable, like when you actually, Jiu-Jitsu black belt, talking about not as a level of technique, talking about more as personality. You know, I think talking about as a level of competition of technique, that's no secret, you know, like if you're a professional basketball player, if you're Kobe Bryant, and then you just play basketball on the weekends, that's the difference, you know. It's the same thing in Jiu-Jitsu, you know, like obviously a competitor, world-class competitor, it's like technique-wise, physically, preparation, you'll be much better than a regular black belt, you know. But I think regular black belt, it's actually when it comes off the Jiu-Jitsu lifestyle way more, you know.
Like the soulful
guy, chill, relax,
right?
You know. You're always happy, always smile, you know, always helping people around you. I'm talking about myself, you know, as a competitor, and then when I'm just teaching, you know. I'm two different people, two different persons, you know. Like, completely different, you know. So, like, when I'm competing, I don't even know what's happening around me, you know. So it's just like grinding every second of the day. So I enjoy more now be just a regular black belt.
Right. Were you as angry when you were training in MMA?
Yeah, I was mean. I want to hurt people. You know, if you MMA fighter, it's you want to hurt other people. It's like that's how I actually, you know, like my first years in jiu-jitsu. I don't want to just I want to hurt people. I want to like break the arm, break the legs. You know, until like my mindset changed. You know, this is a sport. You know, like I want to win. But when I was young, no, I want to like soccer kick the person on the face on the ground and then step on the face, I want to send them to the hospital. That's what I think, That's the way that I grew up thinking, that people's telling me, because they're going to try to do that to you. So it's a different environment. It's a different, way to do it.
You rear naked choked two of your opponents. Mm-hmm. Did training in MMA help your jiu-jitsu, or are they so different?
I don't know, I was doing both, honestly, my first, until like a brown belt, I was doing jiu-jitsu pretty much for fight, MMA, It was very hard back then because I have a line of people in the front of me that wants to fight, I have to wait too long, Something that cooled me down a little bit, but I don't know if they help me. I don't think they help. My jiu-jitsu, not really, I don't think so.
Do you think can you tell right away, even though if they're wearing a gi, oh, this is an MMA grappling style, when you roll with someone?
Not with the gi, but Nogi, yes.
You can tell the difference with the Nogi.
When I was grappling with Nogi back then, I never grappled. Honestly, now it's new for me actually grappling Nogi, only Nogi. Back then, I only grappled Nogi for fight. So I was grappling, I was intention to punch the guy if I'm on top position. If I'm on bottom, I'm intention to defend, not only submit or finish the person. It was it was different, Like now, it's a no-gi grappling, it's a gi jiu-jitsu, and then there is a MMA jiu-jitsu. It's completely different, you know what I mean? If you think about let me train some jiu-jitsu and then go fight MMA, you're gonna get smashed, because everybody knows jiu-jitsu nowadays. You have to train specific for MMA. So that's what I was doing back then. I was training jiu-jitsu no-gi for specific MMA, not to compete in a no-gi competition or anything like that, But with the gi, I was very aware about just training and then improve my technique, timing, takedowns, sweeps, points, submissions. I never thought about I'm punching the person from here, this situation, or,
Hey, remember earlier you were talking about the difference between if someone just trains in no-gi and they go to the gi world, it's way more different than a gi person going to no-gi. Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I think so, now things are changing. It's become two different sports, Like a gi versus no gi. Even now that no gi it's very popular, still the gi jiu-jitsu guys win the most. If you see ADCC, 60 kilos, gi guy won. 77 kilos, gi guy won. 88 kilos, a gi guy won. 99 kilos, only no gi guy. Plus 99, gi guy won. Now, imagine if you take this different. The same guys fight with the gi. They will be completely different. The no gi guys, they want to win. Probably not even a match. Because they're not used to the grips, they're not used to the game, it's very different. But the guys, they won with the gi. It's proof. They took the gi, they trained for 2 months, and then they won ADCC. But that will change, because now it's guys that just like the best no-gi guy right now, he only trains no-gi. He never puts the gi on. He's a smart guy. He's not gonna mix it up, because he knows if he mix it up, he won't be as good as he is right now. None of the jiu-jitsu guys, gi and no-gi, are very good at no-gi. They're just very good competitors. And then they transfer a little bit of the gi techniques to no-gi, and then they manage to win. But when the guys start to be more guys, like Gordon Ryan, for example, they just train no-gi 5 years, 6 years, then it's going to be very hard also for the gi guys to win no-gi.
So if someone were to start in jiu-jitsu, would you recommend gi first, always?
Before, I would say that. But now I changed my mind. Now they can choose. Because like I said, the jiu-jitsu is changing. It's become 2 different sports. You know what I mean? So now the guy can pick it, start no-gi or start gi. You can always do both, which I recommend, do both. It's the way that you earn more respect, So you're good at no-gi and then you're good in the gi. You're just good at no-gi. Okay, good, but not so good, So we respect to on your no-gi, but, you know, so like, it's always gonna be that question. You know?
Right.
So we should train both, gi and no-gi.
How many percent was that? Keep rolling on that last 2 minutes. How many percent was that when you roll with like a private or like a white belt like me? 5%?
You know, like I have to be able to, you know, like I wouldn't tap you if you don't ask, you know? Like, but my job is to give you the role that
Right.
you get a good workout and learn, and then I get a good workout too.
So shoot down to my level.
Yeah, it's
at
not
least.
exactly. I'm like, I cannot like. It's not about the percentage, to be honest with you. You know, it's about how to learn, how to train with anybody. What doesn't matter the belt, the size, the age. You know, like it doesn't matter. You have to know. You know, as a good black belt, I have to like give you. If you're gonna roll for like 10 minutes, I have to give you a good roll, the way that you're gonna improve, and then I'm gonna improve. You know what I mean? It's not about like I'm letting you do stuff. You know what I mean? It's more like about like, okay, let me give him this position, see how you're gonna deal with this position.
Okay, I see.
You know what I mean? And then, okay, so then you start to like kind of like increase and then improve your position. Then I make a bit hard for you. You know what I mean? So then, okay, so he got better here now. So now let's see the next move. I tried one move and then I attack you, for example, in a sweep. And then you didn't know how to defend, right? So then, okay, I come back on the same sweep, then I attack you again to see how it will be, or if you're gonna do the same reaction or if you're gonna change your reaction.